Hello again and thanks for joining us. In today's video we're going to be covering shuttling from behind the back. First let's start with a demonstration. And one more time. Alright, so this movement is very similar to our standard variation of shuttling. They both are done from a stationary position. The key difference is this hand movement, extending, bringing your lead hand over your head and around to the opposite side of your body. That's the key movement. So in order to get that down, first let's practice a drill. So what you can do is get a length of your rope and we're going to practice our shoot. So feed the rope through your lead hand. Remember, this grip is not so tight that it pinches the rope and it keeps you from pulling. The rope should be able to move smoothly through your fingers. So first we're going to feed the rope, then we're going to practice retrieving it and moving the hand to the opposite side of the body. We're going to retrieve the rope, move, and then feed the rope again. So that is the key movement. And practice doing this going back and forth if this movement is new to you. So we're going to practice here, feed, retrieve, feed, retrieve, feed, retrieve, feed. So once you get the hang of that, then you can try incorporating the shoot and then pulling it and shuttling straight to the other side of the body. Now when you're doing this, you want to make sure that you're spinning directly in line. You don't want this spin inclining this way across your center line. So if you do this and you try to shoot out on an angle and you think, hey, if I get my dart head or my meteor head more behind me, then when I pull it to the other side, I'm going to have all this extra clearance so that it can clear my backside. It doesn't exactly work that way. If the head of your meteor hammer or your rope dart is too far back, when you go to pull it, it's not going to go this way. It's going to go towards where you're pulling it from. So it's going to come back towards you and it's going to hit you in the back or in the legs or however, wherever it ends up. So you want to make sure that when you shoot it out, you shoot it directly in front of you, and this lead hand becomes the pinch point. So this hand needs to be behind you. If you want to travel behind you, make sure your hand is physically behind your ears, like, backwards on the back side of your body. That is the key to letting this rope, letting the head, whether it's a dart or whether it's a heavy weight, letting that travel behind you. Alright, so in practice, once again, we start this from a reverse spin. My right hand is my lead hand. My left hand is my anchor hand. So I'm going to be shooting to my right side. I'm going to shoot it out, making sure that my hand is behind my head as I feed, and that'll allow the rope dart to go straight across the other side of the body. It looks something like this. Alright, so one last note. When you're doing this, move your hand around your head. Don't move your head around your hand. So if you find yourself getting kind of squeamish, like you don't have enough clearance in between the top of your head and the rope, and you find yourself kind of ducking this way, I mean, the rope is kind of, it doesn't really work, right? Even if I duck this way or I crunch, there's still pretty much the same amount of distance here between the top of the rope and the top of my head. So if you find yourself doing that, I would say give yourself some more vertical clearance. Make sure you're in a nice wide open space to help you feel comfortable doing this motion. So remember, if you find yourself doing this and you're kind of ducking underneath the rope, that doesn't help you. Okay, you don't need to do that at all. Just make sure your hands are raised nice and high to give your head an adequate amount of clearance in order to do the move properly. Alright, so that's it for shuttling behind the back. Thanks for joining us. Remember, subscribe to my channel, check out my other tutorials. And we'll see you next time.